What's up, guys? Another episode of Read the Room with your boy Tom. And this episode's about the ego. Ever notice how everybody thinks they're the main character? Not just a character, the character. The whole universe is just background actors and Wi-Fi passwords serving their personal storyline. That's the ego. The ego is that little voice in your head that's convinced you're special, even when you're out here making the same mistakes your parents warned you about. And here's the wild part. The ego is always trying to read the room, but it can't read a damn thing. It's illiterate. It walks into a peaceful situation. Are these people judging me? How can I defend myself from conversations nobody's having? The ego will argue with the cashier, beef with a stranger online, and take advice from nobody. Because it thinks it's the CEO of reality. Let me break it down. The ego is a bad narrator, right? The ego tells your story like it's doing a documentary. But the budget is low and the facts are wrong. You're late to work? Ego says, nah, the universe is against you. You ghost somebody. The ego says, I'm protecting my peace. You get dumped? The ego says, they couldn't handle my greatness. No. You were texting other people, and you snore like a diesel engine. The ego is the friend who hypes you up for all the wrong reasons. The ego loves to fill in the blanks. If someone doesn't text you back, the ego starts writing a whole Shakespeare tragedy. She hates you. She's with someone else. She never liked you anyway. No, I got it. She died. Meanwhile, she's just a target living her life. The ego doesn't need evidence. It just needs feelings and a little imagination. The ego makes everything personal. Ever hold the door for someone and they don't say thank you? The ego becomes Malcolm X. This is why the world is falling apart. Respect is dead. Relax. They were probably just thinking about lunch. Your ego can't accept the fact that other people have inner worlds that have absolutely nothing to do with you. The truth is, most people aren't ignoring you. They're thinking about their bills, their kids, or whether their phone's about to die. Nobody's thinking about you like that. That should be comforting. But the ego hates it because the ego wants to be Beyonce at all times. The ego pretends to be confidence. Confidence walks in the room like, hey, I'm good, you're good, let's chill. Ego walks in like it owns the place, but still needs everybody's approval. Confidence is quiet. Ego's on Instagram Live explaining its success journey from the parking lot of a Planet Fitness. Confidence is grounded. Ego is glass. Shiny, fragile, breaks easily. That's why ego gets loud. It's covering up how scared it is. The ego can't handle truth. Tell the ego something like, you hurt my feelings. Ego, well, you hurt my feelings first. You forgot the meeting. Ego, actually, the meeting forgot me. Ego always deflects, always dramatic. If the ego could order at a restaurant, it would complain about the menu. What's wild is, the truth is the one thing that would actually set it free, but ego doesn't want freedom. Ego wants control. The ego can't handle love either. Real love requires vulnerability. Ego hates vulnerability. You ever try to give somebody a compliment and they turn into a malfunctioning robot? Hey, you look good today. No, I mean, you look good. I wasn't. It's thank you, but you know, you get it. That's ego short-circuiting. Because when love enters the room, ego feels unemployed. Love doesn't need to prove anything. Love doesn't keep score. Love doesn't need to win. Ego is allergic to that. The ego always wants a fight. Ego is the dude at the bar who bumps into you and then gets mad at you for being his way. Ego thrives on offense. It thinks disagreement is war. It thinks mistakes are scandals. It thinks being corrected is a personal attack. You know why? Because ego is not you. It's your security guard, and a bad one. It keeps swinging at shadows that aren't there. So, how do you read the room with an ego? Easy. Tell it, sit down. You don't kill the ego, you just stop letting it DJ the whole night. Let your awareness DJ. Let your humility run security. Let your heart handle the guest relations. Let your spirit choose the playlist. Then the ego, give it a clipboard. Let it think it's important. It likes that. When you're grounded, the room opens up. You stop assuming, you start observing, you stop defending, you start listening. Suddenly, you're not the main character. You're part of the cast. And the whole story gets better. So, here's final word. Remember this. Your ego is loud because it's scared. Your soul is quiet because it's safe. And when you learn to read the room, I mean really read the room, you see that most of the things your ego is fighting aren't even real. Half the battles are just conversations you had with yourself without checking if anybody else was invited. So breathe, look around, let life, people, truth, and love have a seat at the table. Your ego will survive, and the room will finally make sense. Till next time, guys.